Hey Biscuits, welcome back to Why You Can Never Buy a House in Washington State. I was trying to come up with like a title for this that I thought was more positive and upbeat, but it got a bunch of you chatting on my Instagram when I've been sharing my house hunting videos, which y'all know, kind of giving up on that because it's just not gonna happen. We're just gonna stay where we currently live, and yeah, the market is too crazy right now. But I thought I'd point out some reasons, like if you're thinking, is it worth trying to get pre-approval, and is it worth really like making offers on stuff? That is, of course, totally dependent on your situation. But this has kind of been my experience trying to house hunt in Western Washington with a not $1 million budget, alas. I think if you had like $1 million or $3 million to spend on a house, you could totally find stuff. But if you have a regular person amount of money to spend on a house, it is so competitive. So I found that pre-approval stuff, post-COVID and everything, has gotten crazy. The amount of paperwork and forms and like letters you have to write if you are self-employed, or if you get any kind of self-employed income, maybe you have a side hustle and you want that to count along with your regular W-2 income. They look for every reason they possibly can to discount it, even if it's really like legitimate paper trail, the whole thing. It's just really hard. They do not want to give out loans. They give out really small amounts, and I was surprised what the interest rates were. I thought they would be lower, but I think that interest rates are starting to go back up, and so it's really tough. So financing, super tough. Now I only know this for Western Washington, so I can't give advice for other parts of the country. And then making offers. So my experience with making offers was that people were totally waiving inspections, like on 100-year-old houses that were clearly had issues. Waiving inspections, having like a couple weeks to close, asking for like 20 grand in earnest money things, and a lot of all cash offers, which is insane. And a lot of offers that were like $75,000 to $200,000 above asking price. On top of the fact that in Western Washington, house prices have like shot up during the pandemic. So I think they're up, 15 to 20% each year over the last 2 years, which is, I know that doesn't sound like a real number, right? No, really. Houses have gone up by hundreds of thousands of dollars in the last year. It's insane. So I think making an offer on homes is really difficult right now. Now, I don't know if this is all single individual families or awesome solo mamas and dads, or if it's like corporations that are making all these offers on houses. I'm not quite sure who's buying all these homes. When talking to my real estate agents, they said that it's a lot of people like moving from cities and other states. I don't know if it's true. Tell me, is it true in your area? Like, who are making all these insane offers? But part of what really made me just kind of throw in the towel and be like, you know what? No, we just aren't going to house hunt this year, is because I really feel like, I know that the market isn't going to crash and house prices aren't going to come all that down, but it's just insane to me how much money an actual hovel costs in Western Washington. I live up here because I'm relatively near family. I wanted to move so that I could be closer to my sister and brother and their kids, so all the cousins could play, because right now it's kind of a haul to drive to see each other. And so I only live in the general area because of family. And it is a crazy market. I can't believe, I'm originally from the Santa Barbara area. And so everybody always laughs there that like if you're born in Santa Barbara, the odds of you being able to buy a house there are so low, because a 1-bedroom, 400 square foot house is going to cost you like $1 million if you're lucky. Maybe $900,000 if it's a total teardown. And Western Washington is really quickly catching pace with California. It has very high property taxes. I would say this area doesn't have very good road maintenance. I don't know about Eastern Washington, but generally speaking, the infrastructure has not kept up in Western Washington with how many people live here, with the weather changes that have happened. So you have a lot of infrastructure problems, and you also don't have a lot of cultural things to do. There aren't a ton of amazing museums or activities to do unless you're willing to go here and there. Like, it's a lot of driving to do this. So that's my market report for Western Washington. I thought about making a really upbeat one, like, oh yeah, it's just going so well. It's all, but I thought, I'm just gonna be honest. It has been such a letdown. I really thought that we would, because yeah, it started this summer. Like last summer, I started looking. I really thought that I would have found a house, somebody would have accepted an offer, I would have been moved in before the holidays, and then, I think I showed you that vlog, I finally just gave up. Like after possessed houses and falling apart houses and tiny 1,200 square foot, if you're lucky, houses going for like $1 bazillion over, I just kind of surrendered. I went, you know what, nope, I gave up on that. So those are kind of the reasons I think it's really hard, or you can't buy a house out here. It's super competitive. My sister has friends in their 40s who are in couples, both employed really well, who have spent 2 years house hunting and get outbid on every house that they have offered. And from what I'm hearing from a lot of people around is that a lot of us are just giving up. We're either moving out of state or we're just staying where we are, whether that's in a home we own or a rental or with family. Because it's just not feasible for a lot of families to make the monthly mortgage payments that houses are right now. I would say a 2-bedroom, maybe 3, but they're going to be really small. 1,500 or under square foot is like well over my budget. They're probably going for like $700,000 to $950,000 on tiny little lots. It's crazy. I can't believe it. I'm kind of shocked by it. And it's made me really think about moving out of state, which I would have already done if I'm totally honest, if my family weren't here. But when I was younger, I moved around. You know, I lived in a bunch of different states for adventures because I thought, oh, this would be cool to experience different places in America. And that's harder to do now with 2 kiddos, I will say. So we're kind of hunkering down here and just kind of figuring out what we want to do. But boy, I would love to hear your stories. I will try to open the comments on this video. I don't know if YouTube will let me. We'll see. If not, come comment on the post I'll make on Instagram. I want to hear your house hunting stories. Tell me your fellow nightmares. I have heard from so many of you. This is really like a little spark I've noticed that everybody's really feeling this right now of frustration of just trying to find a decent habitable place to live on a normal income. You know, it is just crazy right now, but I want to hear your stories. I will be over on Instagram chatting with y'all, and over on Patreon doing our fabulous month of self-care burlesque for the new year. Oh, what a fun month. I love New Year's for 3 reasons, which I'll share on Patreon. And I dread them for a couple others, which I'm working on, which I'll share over there. Teaser trailer. I love y'all. I am sorry if you biscuits are also kind of giving up on your house hunt, or if you are gung-ho and you're like, we're going to make this work, or you're going to keep making offers. Oh my goodness, best of luck. What a wild market it is. Literally every real estate agent I've talked to has used the term crazy market. I don't know what's going on. And these are professionals. So I think, well, at least it's not just me confused. Okay, internet hugs. I'll see you in the next video.